All right, everybody, this is day 9. And we can get started. Let's not waste any time. I feel like these are going to get longer and longer as we go. So this is the problem for today. Basically, we will be given a string, something like this. And what they represent, I think, is easier with the example of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first one represents one block of space, and then we have two free spaces, then we have a file that uses 3 blocks of spaces, then we have 4 free spaces, and then we have a file that uses 5 blocks of spaces represented by this string. So we gotta do that, and then we have to make it such that, so this is our initial space visualization, and then we have to make it such that we have all of the files in one location and it's empty after that. So the actual example string, as you can see, goes into that, right? And then at the very end, I think we have to add up whatever. I haven't even read this properly. Let's get to this point, right? And then we can think about the other one. So if I go in here, done the very basic setup that we usually do. Don't want to waste any more time than is necessary. On the input, I just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once we have that working, everything else should work accordingly. We have the visualizing the space string. So that is basically creating the dots syntax. So basically just creating this. That is what the visualize function will do. So we need to start doing that. So if I uncomment that and then call it visual rep, so visual representation will give us a string data. So when we receive the string, it's going to be that every odd index is going to represent the free space. So if I say for index comma something in the range of our do I have to say in the length of our string? I don't think so. No, not a string. I don't know if I'll need this, but let's call it something in here called final string, and then it's going to be a type of string. So we're gonna go through the index of each files, and we will say if index modulo 2 is 0, so given it the index is even, that means that represents the block. Is it? No, wait. Let's go back. So the first one is even 1. That represents the size of the block, because we're going, this is the first index that will represent the file. 0, 1, 2, the second index, that represents free spaces. Yeah, that's fine. So if it's even, it represents the file. Then we will simply add the index to the final string. So final string plus string of the index. Can I even do that? Let's assign it back to the final string. Yeah, I can just do that. Okay, so if the index is 2, we will just add the index. Otherwise, if it's not, and same thing again, in the final string, we will add the multiplication of the input string and the value. So let's say input string index, and so this will give us something like 3, right? And then we need to add the dots times 3, and I don't know how to do that. I don't know if Go will allow me to do that, so I'll search that up. Um, how to string a number of times in Go. Strings.repeat is apparently a thing. So let's try that. Let's comment that out because I'll, nope. So I will forget it within a second. If so, we'll say strings dot capitals repeat. We want to repeat input string index. How many times? No. We want to repeat that in dot. The input string times, so we might have to convert that into, so we'll say string convert dot a to I, and then we'll convert it to that. Thought it was going to make that a problem because it returns two values. I need to figure out how to handle them if it's possible within the same line. Anyway, uh, input string to. Oh no, don't I actually have a function for this? But oh well. I feel like I created a function in utils just to do this, so I can just call it. But there we go. Cannot use index value of type byte as strong. It is of type byte, so do we have to convert it to string again? This is probably such a bad way of doing it, but we will learn about this at some point. Okay, if we do have a value, I'm adding string dot index here, and then I will return the final string. And that should create the visual representation. Hopefully, probably wrong. Print line, visual rep. Let's run this, and we got all empty. Why is this? Next, let's just see that it is correct. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That index is fine. If index modulus 2 equals to 0, let's say in this case it will, we want to add this string of index. Right, let's, and then this is this empty. Or is it because, no, in this case it work string. It did go up to 4, right? That's just fine. If index modulus 2 is 0, given it is even, we want to join index with the final string. Is it because, I don't know, this is very not the case, but Who knows? Maybe you can't. How to join strings in Go? Just in case we're missing something here. I hope I'm calling the function visual representation of data. Yeah. No, it talks about joining. I should have typed in concatenate. Let's do what I'm doing. Maybe I have to use like string builder or something, do I? No, that is for performance. I think problem is in here somewhere, right? Let's go with char. We will instead do the actual value. Okay, see, but is that correct? I don't know. We're not meant to put 3 in here. We're meant to put the index 3 times, isn't it? And well, yeah, we put the index 3 times, and that's wrong as well. Why is it 1? Should start with 0 if I'm remember correctly. Yep, should start with 0. So it should be the index repeated. So let's copy this strings.repeat. So we didn't even need this thing that causes problem. So we want to repeat the string of the character. No, not the character. Yeah, we don't want to repeat the character. We still want the index. We still want the index value. So we don't want the character. Yes. Well, let's leave it there for now. We want to repeat the string index. How many times? Index times. No. We want to repeat that the integer of the character times empty. Isn't that great? Again, this is definitely a problem since that didn't work before. I just want to convert a number to a string. What's so big deal about that? Okay, apparently, when you do this, it converts the index directly into the string of the ASCII value instead of the actual number. I don't know what that really, well, I do, but I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know the details, but it said to use strings dot, so a to I, the reverse will be I to A, I to A. Is that a thing? No, not strings. String convert dot I to A, and then we want to convert, what did we want to convert? The index, right? That integer of char many times. Uh-oh. 0, 2, and 4. I think we're going in the right direction. How many times do we want to repeat? The integer of the character times. That's not gonna work. String convert dot a to I. What? String converted I to A to I. Usually for convert to integer. What do we want to convert to integer? Single value context. Multiple values, string converted in value of type. Integer error. Oh no, it's the same thing as before, is it? Yep, I have to put that. How can I use string convert I to A but not A to I? String char to now. Put that into string properly again. And then, okay. No. Okay. Will that do that? It's probably gonna be an error. No. 0 dot dot 222. This still doesn't look right, but how far are we off by? Oh no, not we're not right at all. We need 0, 1, and 2. So why are we using 0, 2, 4? Oh, the actual index is going to be the different from the index of the file, right? Because these are all even, I guess we can just divide it by 2. Hopefully that doesn't cause problems in the future, but should work. 0, 1, 0 dot dot 1, 1, 1 dot 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 dot, and then 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 0 dot dot 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we are good there. So okay, now we've created the visual string. What is the next? So like to move the blocks one at a time from the end of the disk to the left most free space until there are no gaps remaining. How can we go about doing this? So we'll go there, find a free space, and then move that to there, convert that to a dot. Okay, I think we can use like 2 pointers here to look at me, bro. Like lead code lead code ideas coming through. um if it works, I don't even know. Okay, what did I want to do? So basically finding that there are no gaps. Okay, move blocks. I'm going to create a new function called move blocks, and that will get the visual string of type string, and then we'll also return a string. So we want to create 2 pointers, the left and right. Let's call it L. Left pointer is going to be 0, and the right pointer is going to be the length of the visual string minus 1. Let's do that right. If they are the same, yep. For L is less than R, so we come from if visual string L Does it have to be L? L or R? No, let's just assume that L. Let's start from the left. Yeah, we start from the left and we want to say if visual string L is not an empty space, then we just continue. Not defined on the visual string L. Then we'll place that. Right in that. I think I'll be using that a lot. So visual string L child and string equals to going to be that string of that character as string. Yep. If I say my character as string is going to be that, let's call it L just in case because we might need the right side as well. So if it is empty, no, we don't want to. If it's not empty, we want to continue. No, we want just L to go up. However, if it is empty, then we want to get the value of R and then replace it with. No, why didn't I just create another final result? Result of type string, right? And we'll return the final result. So if it is not of that type, we just move forward. However, it is of that type. So if it's a if it's a dot, then we want, no, we also, since we're creating a final string, right, we want to add it to final string either way. String. Then we add to the string L. That's all I need. So if it's not a dot, we just add it back to our final string. However, if it is a dot, we will again add final. Should do the job. I don't know how it works. Otherwise, we'll have to add another if statement after. Anyway, otherwise, final result is going to be, we're going to add our visual string let's say that the string R. Okay, we add that to final result, but also, oh no, wait, do I need to create the dots? Because my idea was I was going to replace the end with a dot, basically swap the values, right? But I might not even need to do that if I just decrement R. Let's try to use L++. I think that's the standard. But mm, I still have the print from the other one. Yes. Let me not have that. And I'll create another error. Allow that. I'm not even calling it. Am I? Say move blocks. Moved blocks. The naming convention, man. That's it's funny. Okay. Let's print our moved blocks. Let's get in there and it's just let's say go run main.go error. No. 02211. Okay, it looks like sort of going in the right direction, but oh, because if what if R is a, we want to keep going down. If char string R L equals to that, so basically we'll copy that and then we'll say char string R is that, then we will is not that. No, in this case we will say it is that. I could have done it with not that, but say R minus minus. It moved up once, but instead of making it an if statement, should I make it a for statement? Same thing here. And I won't need the continue. No, then I'll have to change the indexing for this instead of saying char string L or whatever. Let's try this if it ever stops. Yeah, it's not gonna stop. What if I add a continue like before? Nope. And let me go back to my trusty if statements and then we'll see how that works. If character string R is that, then move the pointer one up. This R. Don't have that. Just say 4 here. Still the same problem because I guess it doesn't. Unless I update this. Update this. Why am I even adding the char string L to this? Okay. We got a number. Should I do something similar for this? I don't know. If it's not a character, if it's not a dot, we increment. What if it is? If it's not a dot, we add it to the actual result, increment L, and then we continue. which means go to the next iteration. I think that works, but let's see how well it compares. So 0 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2s, 3 1s, and another 0. Okay, no, this is very, very wrong. What I have is very, very wrong. Zero, oh no, because if these we want to skip, right? Yeah, why is it not adding them as you would expect to? 0, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 0. It's still like shifting it, but it's not adding it correctly. It's probably some small error within the loop. Hopefully it's a small error and not a massive one. So what we are doing is we go here, we find the first list index, and that's not a dot. We add that to that. That's not what we're doing, I think. Let's see. Okay, I just took a quick break and did some changes, not major changes, tiny bit. So this now is a for loop instead of a if statement. So that just means we will if we have a list of numbers from the left, we'll just keep going through them and adding it to our final result, right? We don't need to change anything. So yeah, so we have it as before. We add it, we incremented our left pointer, and then we have to reassign the value. So update the character string as L. Otherwise, this will never stop. The R1 is exactly the same as before, and I just added a if statement to say that on the left side we do want it to be a dot, empty state, but on the right side we want it to be actual value. If that is the case, add the right side to our final string, and then we go up one on the left and we come back in on the right. And then by the looks of things, it looks to be correct, but I need to check it anyway. 022111222 022, so 022111222, that looks to be true. Let's see if something, the first example, will give us the correct answer as well. No. Yes, okay, if I run that, why are there nines in there? Maybe it's meant to have nines, but feels like such an odd thing. So that's the value we got, the first one. Let's see the value at this things we should get. Here are some nines, which is a good sign. Oh, 0099811882777345556. So we're missing a value. And I'm going to guess this is probably something to do with the loop. Let's run it while if it equals to as well. It actually shows the iterations. Or is that the correct iterations? I think so. I don't know what it is printing, but how many sixes have we got now? One. Let's print that back in. I just need two sixes, but now I've got one, two, three, four, five. Too many. Way too many. Just for all of them, or just that? Just for that, I think. Keep that as that. Off by one errors. How many times have I been saying, common thing. Solving off by one errors gotta be the worst thing, man, because you can't find it when you need it. It's like you're so close yet so far away. What do I keep saying? It has to be up here, something up here. Let's copy that. So that's what we should be getting. That's what we got in the first iteration. This is what we have in the second one. 998118882773364465555. That is fine. But I don't know why we have these extra sixes. So I should probably check for length is less than r. No, less than r gave us one less, and equals to r gave us way too many. But since these doesn't actually care about the index, should add something in here such that, nice, we want to run the loop while this. Just give us even more values, won't it? This results in an error. That'll result in another error because I don't know why I do it, what I know. There's a major flaw with that. Unless they didn't get it wrong, you know. Start blaming someone else and then say maybe they got the value wrong. Again, another change. I went back to the if statement we were using before instead of the for. So that means we don't need to actually keep updating our character string, which I thought might be more efficient. So I added a continue. So what it will do is once it comes down here, it goes back to this loop, right? So yeah, we don't need to keep going forward. And then it worked. Oh, and I had to change this to less than or equals to, otherwise it didn't work. But see, once I did that and I run it, I get two sixes. So I'm going, I'm not even going to check the rest of the string. I'm going to assume that is correct. So where was I? So we got that. So the last part I haven't even read it properly, so I need to read it now. The final file combating process is to update the file system checksum. To complete the checksum, add up the result of multiplying each of these blocks position with the file ID number it contains. The leftmost block is in position 0. If the block contains a free space, skip it instead. How do we know it contains a free block of space? Like I think it means these, and that's what I'm going to go. If a block contains free space, skip it instead. Continuing the first example, the first few blocks of position multiplied by. So it does index 0 times 0, index 1 times the value 0, index 2 times 9, index 3 times 9, index 4 times 8. Okay, and then you just add it up. Okay, we should get 1922. Let's try that. Moved blocks. I think that's what I called it before, didn't I? So let's call it move blocks once more. So that will return us the string, and then we can just do it right here. We'll loop right here. We'll say for. Um, don't need yeah, we do need the index and the value in the range of moved blocks, and we will create a total up here. Set it to 0, and if we don't need the if statement. So what we want to do, ooh, so close, as add it to the total. What do we want to add to the total? The index times the value. Index times the value is going to be a character. So we're gonna have to convert that to a string and then convert this one strings dot no string convert dot a to I want to know what a is. I'm going to guess is something to integer, right? Given is I. It's a small I, and it gets. I have to do the thing again. Value as child as child as no. Let's see. 1928. Yep, so that is the example done. So let's get our, oh my God, example input. Copy it in here. Oh, it's just a very long line. I thought it was actually going to be separate. Show more than 9.8 kilobytes. It's more than 9.8 kilobytes of. Oh, it's gonna be so much in here. I don't know if it will even fit in my console. I might have to write it into a file. Oh, how much have I got? Oh my God. Should I write it into a file? I'm hopefully this is the whole thing, right? And why is there, see, like when I'm printing it, I have issues with these kind of things, right? Why is there a space? Or am I printing something else? Let me see, I haven't put any other print statements because that will totally ruin my day. Printing total up here, that is fine. Just another print statement here. The fact that it takes this long as well to process as well as, eh, what? That's the final result. Did we go from that to that? Like I'm doing something wrong. It says be careful copying pasting because it's a very long line, which was what we got initially. Oh no, it wasn't a total though, was it? We're just getting a small number though. Is that what we're meant to paste? You see, what is the resulting file system checksum? I wanna try it. I wanna try the. I will try the example after again. I want to try the example again because I don't know why. I feel like that is not right. We were also printing. Yeah, way too low. Into day 9. We will use this example to see. $1,928. So it works with the example, but not the actual input. That's a bit worrisome, isn't it? When I actually when you get the example working, but not the actual. Yeah, guys, I'm calling this a day. I cannot for the life of me figure out why it doesn't work on the actual input file. I've been looking through all of it. Like it works on the two examples, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the this, right? So I think there is probably some tiny bit that is off, but yeah, I think we call it a day there. Don't want to waste too much time just thinking about absolutely nothing.